just can't stand. Oh, I see some fingers pointing. Ooh, not trying to call anybody out. Well, you know, I had those older siblings. They always got on my nerves. But when I was 4, I thought they were the coolest things on earth. I wanted to do anything and everything that they did. Take me immediately back to this one moment at my aunt and uncle's house. You see, my aunt and uncle had a pool, and that was a real special treat for me. We were swimming. I was in the shower, of course, with my floaties on. They in the deep end jumping off the diving board. Well, 4-year-old Victoria thinks she can do anything. Okay? So I proceed to take my floaties off. Yeah, you know what's coming. And I walk down to the other end of the pool, step up onto the diving board. Okay, so apparently nobody was watching me because at this point, no one has even said, hey Victoria, you might not want to do that. So I proceed to walk to the end of the diving board and jump off. I'm 4 years old. Come on, people, stop me. But no, they didn't. So as I'm swimming, my uncle jumps in to get me, picks me up, sets me on the edge of the pool. You might assume that I would be a little bit scared. No, I was ticked. I did not want him to come and get me because I thought I was swimming. And I put my hands on my hips, and little 4-year-old Victoria sitting there and said, Uncle Mike, why did you do that? I was swimming. He said, no, baby, you were drowning. But I had no clue what I couldn't do. There was nothing that was going to stop me, and nothing that was going to hold me back. But as we grow older, there's all of us. We find those things that we become afraid of. We're afraid to dive in, and we prefer to keep our little floaties on and stay safe, our feet on the ground in the shallow end. We get in these comfort zones, and for me, I have one big one. And I know some of you have tried to get me to share this with you about my biggest fear, but it's just this one thing that I could never get over. And I remember just a couple of years ago, my mom, she really just did the one thing that I always wish she would never do. She gave me the task of basically going to face my fear right in the face, literally. So she had given me this thing to do, and I'm sitting on the couch. I'm like, Mom, please, 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 please. Victoria Alexandra Maloch. Well, you know when Mama breaks out the middle name, it's not good. So I get up off the couch, walk over to the door, pull on my boots, put on my jacket because it's like 50 degrees outside, which is cold. Okay, Arkansas, remember, it's cold. So I put on my jacket and I walk outside. I can see it in the distance, my destination, where this task has to be completed. And I kind of stop. I'm like, you know what? Mom's busy cleaning or cooking or doing something. I can just go back inside and she's not going to worry. But I also knew that if she'd already broken out the middle name, the second thing she was going to break out was the whole, I brought you into this world and I will take you out. So I figured that facing my fear was going to be a little bit worse than dealing with my mom. So I kept going. Got to the door. That is when I saw it. It was my show stick. So I went and grabbed my show stick, and I was ready. I kind of gave myself this little pep talk. I was like, okay, Victoria, you can do this. You can defend yourself while you do this task. Opened the door, stepped inside. But that is when any false sense of confidence I managed to give myself in that little pep talk completely went away. I tried to hit a few of them with the show stick, but it just was not working. They were too scary. I ran back out, shut the door. Man. My biggest fear, they're evil. They have these beady little eyes. If you look at them, sometimes it just sounds like they're saying, I'm gonna get you. My biggest fear are chickens. I know. It big chicken, this chicken right here? No, not gonna happen. Ask me to hold it, touch it, get within 5 foot of it. Not gonna happen. So those eggs that my mom, that was the task that she sent me on, those eggs did not get collected. And when I got back, I did not hear the end of it. But flashback to this summer, and I spent every day for an entire month in Mozambique, Africa, working with chickens. Hold the phone. What? How did that happen? Happened because of a 6-year-old little boy named Chadley. I met Chadley last year in college. I've gotten involved in so many different things, and one of the things that I was passionate about was the Volunteer Action Center on campus. And they had a literacy program. And so Chadley was my reading buddy. And once a week I'd go to his school, and we were to read together. First day I show up, walk into the gym. This is after school. These kids are getting that energy out. You know, really, how we used to feel when the bell would ring, it was like all day long. You could barely keep your eyes open, and as soon as 3 o'clock hit, man, somebody must have fed that kid a Red Bull. That was what Chadley looked like. He was running laps around this gym, and I see him, and he knows what I'm supposed to look like. So he runs up to me, gives me a huge hug, and goes, "Oh my gosh, we're going to have so much fun." I say, "Okay, Chadley, yeah, we're going to have lots of fun." I did not know what to expect with him. But from that moment on, I knew that my time with Chadley was going to be different than any other time that I would have. See, Chadley and I would go inside and we'd pick out a book. And the very first day, we picked out one of my favorite books from growing up, The Pokey Little Puppy. So we sat down. Me here, Chadley over here, sitting on the floor. I say, "Okay, Chadley, I don't know how this goes. You've done this before. Read to me." "Oh, Chadley, it's going to be okay. I mean, I'm here to help you. It'll be fine. We're supposed to read together. You're my reading buddy." Okay, at that point, I didn't know what to do. I just signed up for this program, just met Chadley, thought we were going to have so much fun. He was so energetic, so lively inside the gym. And in this hallway, I couldn't even get him to talk. And so we proceeded that day, me reading the book to him, trying to just get to know him, trying to break down those barriers. Next week I came in. Same story. "Chadley, you want to read?" Continued on the next week. Finally, I got a little bit of something out of him because I figured it out. See, I have 4 nieces at home, all under the ages of 10. And I knew that the one thing that you could bribe a kid with was candy, of course, right? So I said, "Chadley, I will give you the Snickers that I have in my backpack if you'll read to me." "How about I just tell you a story instead?" "Okay, Chadley." I mean, that was pretty much a big improvement from where he'd been. And so I let Chadley tell me a story, and I gave him the candy bar. And I just couldn't believe that this boy would not read, because Chadley, let me tell you, he had an imagination. The story he told me was about a lizard named Freddie. And Freddie was quite a character. You see, Freddie was purple. And so that's why I'm pretty sure everything from that point on Chadley told me was completely made up. But his imagination was huge. You see, Freddie came to be with Chadley from Mars. He was his best friend and would play with him all the time, except for his mom wouldn't let him bring him to school, so I never got to meet Freddie. But we always heard stories every week about Freddie the purple lizard. Finally, by the end of the semester, still the same routine, me reading, Chadley telling a story about Freddie, and that being pretty much it. Went back in and said, "Hey, Chadley, you want to read today?" Expecting to get the normal, "Hey, no, but I'll tell you what Freddie did last week." Instead, I was shocked, because Chadley just turned and goes, "Well, maybe, but you've got to promise me something." I was shocked. I'd never gotten that answer. I said, "Okay, Chadley, you can tell me anything, buddy. We're friends. We play together. Totally. I'm not afraid to hear whatever you got to say. Like, just tell me." I said, "Well, okay. The reason I won't read is because, well, wait, no. Why don't we just forget I said yes, and Chadley, it's okay. Okay, well, the reason I won't read is because every time I try to read in class, I mess up, and everybody laughs at me. So I just don't read anymore. Wow. Growing up in a house with a first grade teacher mother who just, I didn't have a choice, I had to read. It never occurred to me that someone would be afraid to read just because they thought someone would laugh at them. Chadley had been made fun of for trying, and he just gave up. And finally I said, Chadley, it's going to be okay. And so I proceeded to go into Puppy Little Puppy, purposefully messing up so that he could see nobody's laughing. There's nothing wrong with messing up as long as you're trying and as long as we're making it through. And so Chadley finally at the end of the day made his way through the book. Now it wasn't perfect, but he tried. He saw that I didn't laugh at him. He didn't laugh at me when I messed up. And the smile on that little boy's face was bigger than the smile I saw on the very first day when he was running laps from the gym, saw me and told me that we were going to have so much fun. And he was right. We had so much fun. And from that moment on, I knew that Chadley had taught me an important lesson. And Chadley was the reason I later decided to go work with chickens every single day. You see, that comfort zone we put ourselves in, that place where we're afraid to dive in to where we don't know the depths. Somewhere that we like to stay. I'm guilty of it. It might be, I just really like my friends and I really like my chapter, and I'm just going to sit with them at convention. Or when that new person comes to school and they need a volunteer to show them around school, they're like, well, sometimes those things are awkward, and I'm awkward, and I don't know what to do with my hands, so I'm not volunteering for that. Those things are what help us grow. And for Chadley, stepping to the edge of his comfort zone brought him joy. But also, he helped me, and he didn't even realize it. See, that 6-year-old boy made me realize that for so long I'd been sitting inside of my comfort zone. Being okay with not pushing myself, because I thought, oh, chickens, it's not that big of a deal. It's not like being afraid of, like a real fear, like public speaking. It took me so long to be able to do this, but once I was able to do it, I thought, oh, everybody can do this. It's easy. But I let myself have another fear that could just as very well have been the same fear everybody was sharing with things that I thought were easy. But then Chadley showed me that courage, that joy. And so I signed up to go to Africa. And I realized at the end of that trip that even though I'm still not 100% okay with chickens, he brought me courage when he pushed me to the edge of my comfort zone. Now, a lot of times, I know with showing cattle or livestock, I've heard a lot of you talking about being able to show. I think back to being pushed all the time. And I tell you, my dad could be the nicest, sweetest guy, but when it came to showing, oh man, we were going to be competitive. And he really didn't care how good your cow was. We were going to be competitive in showmanship because that was where we had the control over everything. And so he pushed me and he pushed me. And okay, I guess, maybe it wasn't just the chickens. I'm kind of just a wimp. And so 7-year-old Victoria, 2,000-pound 2-year-old bull, I was really afraid. I remember a time where it was easier for me to look under the cow to see the judge than to see over because that wasn't going to be possible. And so my dad would push me. The one thing he always told me, no matter what, if that cow runs, you do not let go. I had that drilled in my head. So I remember this one moment that we were in Stillwater, Oklahoma at a show. The cow sees the trailer, is ready to go home. It's the end of a show week. She takes off. Man, I'm holding on. I'm not letting go because he had pushed me to that point that I just knew no matter what, I was not happening. It could be giving me rope burn or whatever. I'm going to keep reaching for more rope. So I pull it. Finally, I just can't hold on anymore. I fall. The cow is dragging me on gravel. Still not letting go, y'all. I'm not even kidding. He was not playing around when it came to us showing cattle. tears running down my eyes, and Dad comes running up to me. He goes, "Baby, why didn't you let go?" Dad, what are you talking about? You told me. He said, "Well, I guess I need to be more specific with my blonde daughter. You can only let go when you're getting drugged across gravel." I said, "But Daddy, you told me to never let go." In our lives, there's those things that a lot of times we're told to always keep pushing forward, or to hang on to what we believe in, things that we feel strongly. But we also realize that sometimes there's those things that we hang on to that we really should have let go of. Those are the things that keep us in our comfort zone. For me, I was hanging on to that thought that it was okay for me to have the fear of chickens because, everybody's allowed one of those really irrational fears, right? But it was silly, and it took a 6-year-old boy to teach me that. What are you hanging on to that's keeping you from moving forward? What's dragging you across the gravel, leaving you damaged, keeping you from being a better person? Hold on to those things that keep you strong. Hold on to those things that speak to your values. But don't be afraid to let go of the things that don't. That's the situation, and that's the time where it's okay to let go. Because that brings you to the edge of your comfort zone. You let go of those things you're so used to. It brings you to the edge. See, it brings you to the edge of confidence. Like me, Chadley showed me that confidence in being able to let go of my fear of chickens and spend an entire month working with him every day in a foreign country. Chadley let go of his fear of being laughed at and found joy in being able to make it through his book. I let go of that rope and learned that sometimes there's those things that are really dragging us down that we've got to let go of and able to grow. What are you doing to move out of the edge of your comfort zone? Are you staying there, or are you letting go? Are you staying in that shallow end, or are you diving into depths unknown? You see, at the edge of our comfort zones, we find these things, but we also find ourselves, because life begins at the edge of our comfort zones. Really, the only question left now is, are you living? Thank you.
Victoria, thank you for the inspirational message and for being with us this weekend and lending assistance. You're an outstanding ambassador at FFA. This gift is a small token of our appreciation for your efforts here in New Hampshire. From the very beginning of our lives, we have people who love us no matter what. They bring us to soccer practice, softball practice, ballet lessons, skating lessons, piano lessons, and art classes, and the list goes on. All while working hard to keep a roof over our head and food in our bellies. These people are our parents, and although quite often we disagree with them, we would not be here without them. Some of us are lucky enough to have our parents with us here today. Will all the parents of FFA members in the crowd please rise so that we can thank you for being here for us. We're all grateful to each of you for your support, love, and endless patience. Thank you. In the crowd of people who just stood, there is a handful who have gone above and beyond. The parents and families of the state officers have put up with a lot this year, from allowing us in their homes for meetings, sleepovers, and to generally goof off and dealing with our hectic schedules, when we would get up early in the morning and not return till late at night, and make a lot of noise doing it. Your patience and support has made our year in office possible and wonderful. We'd like to take a few moments to thank you for all your help by presenting you with the honorary state FFA degree.
teaching me how to do my taxes. You have taught me a lot. Going to jobs and being dad is some of my greatest memories as a child. Mom, farming is something you have taught me, and I love you for that. You both have given me so much. Without you, I would be lost. Thank you for supporting me, no matter how many times I changed my mind. Thank you for seeing the good in me, even if I hadn't. You have supported me through the FFA. Even if you don't always understand why I'm so committed, you have still encouraged me to continue. You are both extremely strong people, and I have always admired you because of that. Thank you for being my biggest role models. I love you.
Mom, thank you for encouraging and motivating me through FFA. I have learned so much from you. You have taught me that you can't just sit and wait for things to get better, but that you have to act upon yourself, that nothing is just given to you. I learned from you that we should appreciate all animals, big or small, but people are a whole different story. Although life was rough, you always found a way to lighten it up. I remember the countless hours we spent at the track, and that's where I developed my passion for animals. I always loved watching as a kid working with the horses, whether it be lunging or tacking out. I always bragged that I had the coolest mom because she worked for the animals. Thank you for being my taxi cab. Though the timing wasn't perfect, you were almost always there. Keep doing you, Mom. I love you. Now to my siblings. Thank you guys for being there. Lauren, thank you for being available to talk whenever is needed and always down for an adventure. You're an awesome sister. Nicole, I admire your free spirit. You bring out the best from people. Your humor is unmatched, and I always leave in a good mood after seeing you. Finally, Miguel, aka Migs. You were always the smarter twin, but I was the likable one. It was nice. There was always a competition in class, especially in Miss DeMarco's. I'm pretty sure we gave her a run for her money. Thank you for being there for me, even though we constantly fight. It was nice having someone as passionate about faith in our household. Thank you guys again, and I love you.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for being caring and loving all this time. Mom, thank you for the countless hours of making sure I would succeed in life and being there for me through thick and thin. Without a great mom like you, I wouldn't be where I am today. Dad, thank you for the hours of spending time fishing, hunting, and going snowmobiling on the weekends. Those are the memories I will cherish for the rest of my life. You have brought me up with the attitude that there will always be something to do or an adventure to go on. I am thankful for having both of you in my life and supporting me with all my decisions. I love you, Mom and Dad.
Dear Mom, I'm so proud to call you my mom, and I'm also so proud to call you one of my best friends. You have been there every step of the way, supporting each one of my crazy ideas, even though you might not like any of them. You're always there to give me that extra push to that final step I need to continue on. Thank you for teaching me to never give up, no matter how hard it gets, or no matter how long I cry for, because I think something's impossible. But you always are there to show me that it's not. You have always supported me by simply cheering me on at school sporting events and at my horse shows. I can't explain to you how proud I am to be able to show off my talents to you whenever I win something and you're there to see it. I like how I can be totally goofy around you, and you can be totally goofy as back right to me, just as crazy. I always know I can talk to you about anything, and you'll always have a good answer to tell me, no matter what the situation or what the time is. Thank you for being the best, Mom. I love you. Dear Rob, you walked into my life when I was just in the 3rd grade. You have gone so far and above the expectations I have as stepdad, it's incredible. You give me the best advice, and you have shown me what great work ethics looks like in person. Whenever I have doubt of anything, you give me the reasons on why I started to continue on, no matter how hard or frustrating the task is. You taught me so many great life qualities by just hanging around with you. Thank you for also teaching me how to ride dirt bikes and snowmobiles and getting me into race cars. I really found out what some of my hobbies were when you introduced me to them. We've shared some great memories together at camp, all the way to being stuck up north on a family snowmobile trip, which we didn't come home till 2 in the morning. But I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. We have some of the best memories and definitely some of the funnest times of all. My mom definitely found a real good one, and I don't think anyone else could have taught me what you've taught me. And treated me as good as you do. Thanks for being the world's best stepdad, Rob. I love you.
Mom, when I think of a woman who has lived through many struggles and all of life's challenges, I think of you. The incredible journey of your life makes me glad to have grown up in a home where I am recognized for my accomplishments and loved by my mom and my dad. I know raising 3 children with as much stubbornness and free will as their parents must have been difficult, but you managed. I want to thank you for allowing me the freedom to spread my roots in the way I wish, and for reminding me to continue loving and accepting women with a heart. Thank you for lending me an ear and a shoulder to lean on when I needed it. I will always be your baby girl, and I love you.
So Dan, the audio got destroyed for this one, but I wanted to thank you for taking us under your wing, all three of us. I know it's hard because we fight over shampoo and things like the last pancake. I know. Thank you for teaching me how to shoot guns and for having fun and letting me stay in your house and adopting me as your own. Thank you.
Joy and Amanda, I do not know where to begin with it. I used to think you were the devil's spawn, but now that we have faced challenges together, we have grown closer. I can always count on the both of you when I truly need help. I know that you will always be there in a flash. I love the two of you for both the bruises and the hugs. The teasing we have done to each other definitely helped me become a stronger woman and helped me control my emotions. Thank you for everything, and I love you both. Dad, thank you for teaching me how to cook and be confident in who I am. As a little girl, I can remember you taking me for late night walks and fishing trips. The adventures I craved, you encouraged. I know that when I need advice on an important decision, that I can always look to you. I know we do not get to see each other very often, so the fact that you are here means so much to me. Thanks for being my old man and now remaining your minimum for as long as I live.
Thank you for always being there for me. Thank you for supporting all of my crazy ideas and harebrained projects, from raising pigs from the pig scramble to restoring an old 1930s orchard sprayer. You've always been there for me, and you've supported me throughout school and my constantly changing ideas about the future. You have always supported me and worked with my crazy FFA schedules. You have taught me a lot about life, respect, nature, and history. I love you, Mom. Dad, thank you for being there, supporting me, and giving me advice throughout my projects. Whether lending a helping hand or tool when needed, you always seem to have an interesting fact or bit of information for just about everything. I always learn something new when I'm working with you. Thank you for teaching me about many things in life and mechanics. You've been supportive of my FFA career and supportive of my career path changes. I love you, Dad. Samuel, thank you for being there for me. Thank you for supporting me with my projects. Even though we may fight sometimes, you're always willing to help me with anything, whether or not it's successful or not. You always know how to lend a helping hand when it is needed. You always ask if I need help and are willing to help me with anything that I'm doing. I have learned a lot from you in the past 20 years, from your love of animals to your pure ingenuity. I love you, bro.
Manuel, Mama Me, B-Dog, thank you for such an incredible year.
Thank you for being the wisest owl of them all.
Thank you for always honoring Blueberry Milk and beef jerky.
Thank you for always letting us throw wild house parties at your house.
Thank you for having such sweet animals.
Thank you for dealing with me and my Russian persona.
Thank you, Miss Sandwood.
Thank you, God.
From teaching me to ride a bike, so you probably think that we forgot about you, but surprise! We have a little gift for you. It's not complete, but we'll explain that in a second.
Open it?
Yes, of course you do.
Picture the team. Beautiful. Oh, an owl mug. Another different owl mug. Oh, and an owl full.
So there's one more thing coming, and we couldn't get it in on time, so we decided we'd just send it to our house. But do you guys remember what the picture looks like? Can you pose for it right now? We got our faces on a blanket.
and it looks like this. She can snuggle up with us for the rest of her life.
There is yet another group of people who deserve our thanks. They have helped this convention run very smoothly. Perhaps you've seen them around. They are the Courtesy Corps. They have helped us with everything from setting up the rooms to directing all of us to where our competitions are. Please hold your applause until I read all the names. Courtesy Corps members, please come to the stage to receive our thanks. Jacob Magnet, Ryan Brown, Alyssa Baum, Sarah Billadu, Alicia Finran, Jed Kendall, Bruce Hunter, and Tim King. We of course cannot forget this next very important person. Every year he lends us his wisdom, knowledge, and equipment to help make our convention even more fabulous. The man I speak of is, of course, Bill Lee. Our audio/visual specialist. We greatly appreciate all your assistance. We would truly be voiceless without you. Thank you. Another group of people we need to recognize is our alumni. They've done a million different jobs, from running Courtesy Corps to running errands. We would be very short on supplies and laughs without you. Would all alumni please stand? We'd especially like to thank Tiana Vanderwood and Courtney Cobbs for being here for the past 4 days and working extra hard to make things run smoothly. Another woman we wouldn't want to forget to thank is the incredible Miss Cox. Once again, you kept the CDEs and helped us organize and worked much harder than you should have. Your commitment and enthusiasm is nearly unequal. Thank you, Ms. Cox. All our advisors put a lot of work into helping to make New Hampshire FFA and us a success. Many help year-round at events and put in extra efforts to put on a successful convention. None of us would be here without our advisors. Advisors, we cannot thank you enough for everything you do. Thank you for your extra efforts you have put into this convention this year. Would all advisors please stand? Thank you. Thank you so much. A special thank you to Mr. Whitten of Poe Brown for his many hours of work at the convention registration. Mr. Whitten, would you please stand? The time has nearly arrived to hear the results of this year's CDE competitions. You practiced, competed, and waited for the results. I know you're squirming in your seats about to burst with nerves. But I must prolong the anxiety just a bit longer to let you know that the awards that you're about to receive have been provided from many different places. The National FFA Foundation has provided us with the plaques, while the State Foundation has provided us the trophies and ribbons. And of course, cash prizes were provided by both State and National FFA Foundation. Winners, when your name is called, please walk behind the white curtains and receive your award, and then proceed across stage. We will recognize the winners of the national qualifying event that was held last fall. The members on the winning team are eligible to represent New Hampshire at the upcoming national convention. Their names were announced back in October, so this is no surprise. But we want to make sure they're recognized. Representing us in the agronomy CDE will be from the Alburn chapter, Olivia Krozenik, Morgan Norris, Brianna Westroli, and Olivia Will. Now to present the results from the Spring Career Development event is our very own past state president, Courtney Cox.
Hi. All right, are you ready? In the demonstration CDE, the novice seniors, in fourth place from Lakes Region, Bruce Hunter. We have a tie for both third and second place. So for third place, from Paradise is Aaliyah DuPont, and from Co-Brown is Megan Christ. In second place, from Paradise is Kyle Audit, and from SST is Brooke Hall. And in first place, from Paradise is Noah Tamalnis. For our experienced seniors in demonstration, grades 11 through 12 in the Jefferson room. And fourth place from SST is Joshua McFowen. Third place, also from the Seacoast School of Technology, is Jackie Johnson. Second place comes to us from Pembroke Academy, Nicole Wilson. And in first place, from Winnisquam, Billy Chabanel. For impromptu novice, grades 11 through 12 in the Reagan room. In fourth place, from SST, is Jordan Small. In third place, also from SST, is Ellie McNaughton. Second place, from Lakes Region, Jordan Pillow. And in first place, also from SST, Erica Leister. For our impromptu experienced CDE, in fourth place from SST is Jacob Magyar. In third, from SST, Tina Rocco. Second, from Lakes Region, is Jim Moulton. And in first place, from Pinkerton Academy, is Ryan Cox. For our extemporaneous CDE. In fourth place from Dover is Chris Page. In third place from Lakes Region is Jim Moulton. Second place from SST is Jacob Magyar. And in first place, from Alburn, John Molesky. For our prepared public speaking CDE. In fourth place from SST is Rose Marston. Third place from SST, Jordan Sunluck. Second place from SST, Casey Sterizo. And in first place, also from SST, is Jackie Johnson. For our animal welfare CDE, in fourth place from Winnisquam is Kirsten Frender. Third place from Winnisquam is Autumn Schaff. Second place hails from SST is Rose Merston. In first place from SST is Jordan Strader. For our job interview CDE at the sophomore level. In fourth place from Dover is Megan Page. Third place from Dover is Sienna Carey. For our junior level in job interview CDE, 4th place from SST is Jacqueline Johnson. 3rd place from Lakes Region is Molly Libby. 2nd place comes to us from SST, Anna Curley. And in 1st place, from Winnisquam, Tyler Swain. For our senior division, in 4th place from SST is Audrey Berenson. 3rd place from Lakes Region, Allison Costello. 2nd place from Lakes Region is Chris Raymond. And in 1st place from SST, Cassidy Hyde. And finally, our overall runner-up from Winnisquam is Tyler Swain. Our overall state winner, who will be representing New Hampshire at Nationals, from Lakes Region is Chris Raymond. In the Agri-Science CDE, in 1st place with Plant Systems is Emily Stevens from Pembroke Academy. For Animal Systems, in 2nd place is Kaylee Smith and Samantha Berry from Pembroke Academy. And for Social Systems, in 2nd place from Pinkerton Academy is Ryan Cox. For our Ag Sales CDE, our individual placings. In 4th place from Winnisquam is Dan McCall. 3rd place from Paradise is Meta Watton. 2nd place from Seacoast School of Technology is Tina Rocco. And in 1st place from Winnisquam is Autumn Chow. For our team placings, 4th place is Dover with team members Haley Whitaker, Kristen Pendleton, Nick Caverly, and Lydia Perry. Our team placings for the Veterinary Science CDE. In third place is the SST chapter with Rose Marston, Maddie Leswitz, Jenna Penston, and Carolyn Wilkinson. Second place is the Dover chapter with team members Maria Sorensen, Kaylin Marlson, Megan Page, and Maria Rose. And in first place is the Auburn chapter with team members Olivia Krasenska, Kayla Caranez, Kaylee LeBlanc, and Erica White. For our nursery landscaping CDE, in fourth place from Paradise is Genevieve Motterly. Third place from SST, Jordan Schrader. Second place from SST, Justin Roberts. And in first place from SST, Audrey Berenson. Our nursery landscape team placings. In second place is the Paradise chapter with Kylie Cormier, Meta Walton, Margaret Baker, and Genevieve Moberly. And in first place is the SST chapter with Rachel Garado, Jordan Schrader, Justin Roberts, and Audrey Berenson. For our milk quality and product CDE, in fourth place from Seacoast School of Technology, Stephen Rowland. Third place from SST, Leanne Hurd. Second place from Pembroke Academy is Nicole Wilson. And in first place from Pembroke is Morgan Allen. Our team placing for milk quality and products. In second place is SST with Leanne Hurd, Stephen Rowland, Jenna Poncelet, and Danielle Woodman. And in first place, the Pembroke Academy chapter. Team members consisting of Alyssa Martin, Danielle Porter, Morgan Allen, and Nicole Wilson. Our horse judging CDE for individual placings. Fourth place from SST is Jackie Lynn Johnson. Third place from SST is Rose Marston. Second place from SST is Madeline Lasvitz. In first place from Pinkerton Academy, Lindsay O'Hara. Team placements for horse judging CDE. In fourth place is the Co-Brown chapter, consisting of Sydney Wilson, Megan Chris, Emily Travers, and Preston Beck. Third place is the Dover chapter, with Julia Webb, Jillian Henry, Emily Toby, and Abby Eater. team placings. Fourth place is the Paradise chapter with Jesse Hooker, Dustin Peterson, Noah Smallness, and Kyle Audit. Third place is the Albert chapter with Ben Pistachios, Mike Frazier, Mark Harvey, and Chad Cunningham. Second place is Sugar River with Micah Stetson, Kyle Johnson, Cole Hamilton, and Austin Kibbe. And in first place is Lakes region with Randy Stillwell, Joshua Smart, Chris Freeman, and Jim Moulton. For the Food Science and Technology CDE, our individual placings are as follows. In fourth place from SST, Caroline Wilkinson. Third place from Dover is Kaylin Markson. Second place from SST is Casey Sturzo. And in first place from SST, Laura Doves. For team placings, third place is the Pinkerton Academy chapter with Alana Mulaney, Georgia Burst, Lydia Haswell, and Rebecca Mitchell. Second place is Dover with Wayne Legendre, Brianna Purdy, Abby Brownell, and Kaylin Markson. And in first place is the Seacoast School of Technology chapter with Laura Dubs, Casey Sturzo, Caroline Wilkinson, and Jeffrey Cole. Our Floriculture CDE. Our individual placings. In fourth place from SST is Danielle Woodman. Third place from Alburn is Jennifer Thompson. Second place from Alburn is Elizabeth Palladino. And in first place from Alburn, Jennifer Wall. For our team placings in Floriculture, third place is the Sugar River Valley chapter with Katrina Batista, Kim King, Hattie Simono, and Jasmine Smith. Second place is the SST chapter with Nicole Sullivan, Summer Boudreau, Leanne Hurt, and Danielle Woodman. First place is the Albert chapter with Caroline LaVoy, Jennifer Thompson, Elizabeth Palladino, and Jennifer
is Seacoast School of Technology with Danielle Woodman